The launch of the Switch 2 is imminent. Today is March 25th, so as of the recording, I don't know what the heck that thing's gonna be. I haven't seen the direct yet. By the time this makes it all onto YouTube, you probably will have, and can laugh at me to try to understand and maybe even predict what the Switch 2 launch will look like. We're taking a look at all of the most fun and memorable and stupid and funny launch titles we can think of. Part of this process is going to entail trying to make old video game consoles work. We have a pit stop cam so that you can watch me fiddle with cables. I had to install updates on a Wii U in year of our Lord 2025. That was a not good experience, but it's ready to go. And doing all of these, there's really only one way to start. You have to play Mario Bros. 1. It started it all. I'm gonna try to not get too Mario'd out of our minds playing these, even though there are a lot of Marios. To paint the scene, the year is 1983. I think I looked that up and that's correct. Fix it in post if not. Nintendo is about to release their first gaming console, and the console market's not doing good. If you look back to 1982, the year prior, the most memorable and noteworthy game released was E.T. on the Atari. But it says 1985. We all know what Mario is. This game's pretty good. I think it's important to set the tone of, if this was released today, I probably wouldn't love it. But when you're comparing to the shit like Pitfall and E.T., I think this holds up pretty well. Kind of a banger. Let's see what 1.3 looks like. I don't even remember what 1.3 is. Fuck. Alright, anyway, Mario sucks, actually. No, that was a good time. It's one thing to have some fun and play some games, but it only matters if we rank them and score them. We have a tier list, and we're rating these things on two axes. One, if it's a good game or not, and more important criteria, in my opinion, does it make you excited for the new console? Something that shows off the features, something that makes you happy you now own this new expensive thing. I think Super Mario Brothers accomplishes both things very well. It's a good game and it makes you very excited to own a console that's not the Atari. After the NES, a nice good home console that re-energizes the market, came the Game Boy. I think we need to look at Tetris. Tetris is probably the most iconic one. Tetris is the one everyone's gonna think of. The problem is, I'm really fucking bad at Tetris. I'm gonna embarrass myself. This is my old copy of Tetris. As you can see, it looks like shit, but I've got it. And unfortunately, I don't have a Super Game Boy. That would have been cool. We're gonna play it on the Switch. So here comes our first pit stop. Pit stop camera on. If you get one synchronal Tetris, I'll gift 5 subs when you get paid Friday. Good. I absolutely know I will get one Tetris. Alright, that's a little precarious, but okay. This is Tetris, regular old Game Boy Tetris. It took the world by storm. Everyone loves it, except for me, and I only don't love it because I'm really shit. We're gonna start at 0, because somebody in chat said that they would gift subs if I got a Tetris, so we're gonna make it as easy as possible. Already fucked it up. I thought it was on the thing. I looked over at chat. I beefed it instantly. Please don't laugh at me, chat room. I know I am legitimately very not good at this. You have to be kind. Also, I can't tell which L's which. I'm panicking. Oh boy. I was not prepared how actually god-awful, unredeemably bad at this I am. I knew I wasn't good. Oh, fuck. I blame the Switch controller. I'm focusing very hard. I should have never done this. Maybe content creation's just bad in general. No, we're back on track. We're back on track. You don't think you've ever seen me be worse at a game? That's probably true. I warned you all. I'm not good at this. Look over here. I did, and I fucked it. I thought I had it all set up to where I'd be allowed to look. And nope. You're here now. Let's play. Oh my god, I looked at chat again. Oh, this one's embarrassing. Why did people like Tetris again? I think they were all wrong too. I'm really sorry that I was so cocky about saying those gifted subs are free. They're not. I can't do this. Oh god, just restart. This is our one and only run of Game Boy Tetris. Our death is imminent. I do know that. We're gonna just try to get a Tetris, okay? We're gonna forget about cleaning up this shit we fucked. Oh, never mind. It's over. It's never been worse than right now. I'm sorry I'm like this. Just get me out of here. Just get me out. Oh my god. That is embarrassing. I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought about practicing. I thought about doing some warm-up games, and I promise you I didn't. That's what you got. I don't know. I feel like I have to apologize for it being that bad. Now, I'll wing it. We checked earlier today. Charm, you don't know how little this stream is winging it. I did pit stop practices and like timed how fast I could swap the consoles out to see if this was feasible. I didn't practice Tetris, that's true. That Tetris performance was kind of miserable. I don't think I am the skill level you should judge all Tetris on, but I get to judge Tetris based on my own skills, no matter how non-existent they may be. And I think Tetris is not as good as Mario. I don't get it, and maybe that's because I am garbage doo-doo poop at it. I don't know. I've never been addicted to Tetris, but I know a lot of people are, and I think that kind of thing is the most you can really be excited for a new console. People are excited to have heroin, right? The other game you could get at the launch of a Game Boy was Super Mario Land. I remember being a child and getting my Game Boy Color for Christmas. This one. When I got this, I got Pokemon Red, a game I was very excited for and love to this day. My brother also got a Game Boy. He's 3 years younger than me for context. Because reading might be a little difficult for a wee little child, he instead got Super Mario Land, a game that made him so upset that he cried and had to get Pokemon Blue. My memories of this game are only that it sucks and is hated by my brother. So let's take a look. I only really remember the first level, maybe the first little bit more than a level. I know where the 1-up is on this stage. That's about all I got. Oh God. Hell yeah. I do love that it's this weird bouncy ball. Look how cool this is. This is a cool power-up. It picks up coins and stuff. I like it. This doesn't feel as good as the NES game. You know what? I was a little harsh on this game as a kid. This is fine. I think if we got this at launch and this was your first experience playing a Game Boy because you popped this in before Tetris, I think you get excited for the new console and it's a good enough game. It's not Tetris, it's not Mario, but I think you get pretty excited. It's no heroin. I said Tetris was heroin and put it at the top. Probably should have thought about that. I now have to compare everything to a hard drug, but I think you're very excited about the Game Boy because I think a Game Boy is just an easy console to get excited about. And it's pit stop time. We're hooking up the Super Nintendo as quickly as I can go. Can you tell I practiced that? We're playing Super Mario World because it was one of the few options you had. We'll be past the Mario section soon, I promise. This is coming off of the best 2D Mario game to ever exist, still to this day, Super Mario 3. Yeah, I mean it with my whole heart. We're going to Yoshi's Island 1. What the fuck? I don't remember that. That scared me. I was thinking about Mario 3 and the game was mad at me. Okay, I was simply hitting the wrong buttons. Don't say I'm worse at this than Tetris. I don't remember the buttons. I didn't practice any of this. I remembered the buttons for Tetris because there's one of them. I think now's maybe a decent time before we get too into it. I hate Yoshi. Just like in general, all forms and iterations, I just don't like that weird little fucker. And so this being the game that introduced him is part of why I don't really think I like this one as much. And I know you're probably all being mad at me for that opinion, but I do hold it with strong conviction. I'm not bad at old games. I'm playing a bunch of games tonight. I'm playing 30 years worth of video games in 3 hours. You can forgive me for forgetting a little bit. Tetris, you can make fun of me forever. I'm shit at that one. But Mario, I clearly just had to remember what I was doing. We skipped the checkpoint on purpose because I don't need those because I'm a real gamer. And all of you will admit that one day. If that had been my first performance out of the gate, would you have all been impressed? You fucking happy now? I'm good at Mario. We're gonna rate this game and move on so I don't have to play it anymore because I'm not gonna top that. I think it is a better game than Mario Land and a worse game than Mario Bros, and I don't think it's that exciting. You introduced a green horse. I don't care about the green horse. This game's worse than 3. It's gonna go here. Other launch game on the consoles, F-Zero and Pilot Wings. Both of these, I think, are much more impressive uses of the console. One thing that the Super Nintendo could do that the NES couldn't was attempt to emulate 3D graphics. It's obviously still not there to true 3D, but it should look immediately more interesting and stunning than Mario did. That, I think, sells you on the console more than anything in Mario World. I think this is kind of a heck of a launch title. It hits the you're seeing something you've never been able to see before. F-Zero, I think, is probably an incredibly mid game, but I do think it makes you very excited for the new console. That immediate like spin around zoom down I think is pretty cool. And now we're going to check out Pilot Wings. I think this first boot experience is one of the most important things to a launch title because you want to feel immediately excited about the thing you spent a bunch of money on. You hit the button and then you're hit with this. It's incredibly different than anything on the previous console. It manages a feeling that you haven't felt before at home. I didn't. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say I didn't read how to open the chute. We're obviously going for the moving one because it's the coolest thing to do. I don't know how to descend any slower, game. Okay, well, we ate shit and died, I think. Oh, no, great landing. I think if your friends come over and want to see, whoa, what's the Super Nintendo like? You're plugging in Pilot Wings, you're plugging in F-Zero, and then you can all play Mario together and have a great time. But I think this is what you're excited to show people first. I think they're pretty on par equal. They might as well be like this. Next up, N64. There's really only one game to check out first, and it's gonna be one of the last Mario games we really pay attention to. It's Mario 64, baby. People are still playing that today. I do have to say, in fairness, we're skipping the Virtual Boy. I didn't want to figure out how to set it up. I didn't want to have a migraine tonight. The Virtual Boy exists, and skipping it is a detriment to the historical values of Nintendo. It is a weird blemish. It's a thing that gets talked about still for a reason, because it's so funny. They fucked it up so bad. But it's also not, like, fun. If you owned a Virtual Boy, just picture our tier list and then picture every video game you ever owned in the bottom left, and we'll move on. And if you want to really comment angrily on this video about how not including the Virtual Boy makes this list invalid, that counts as engagement. Please do it. The N64 is the console I remember the most. It's the one I remember picking out games for. And it wasn't this game. I didn't own this game as a kid. Instead, I only played it as an adult. We talked about it before. The first seconds of booting up that new console. This is the most different it's gonna get. That jump from the Super Nintendo we were just looking at, trying its best to pretend it was this, to actually being this, it is the largest generational leap that has ever existed and probably will ever exist. You're not gonna boot the Switch 2 and like smell it, hopefully. Hopefully. If it's that, then fuck, this video's inaccurate, huh? It's Mario. This is your guy. And now he's here and he's in 3D. I've never attempted a speedrun of this game in my life. I will try to bomb clip having only seen it. I know you kind of pick up the bomb that's chasing you and let it go and it pushes you weird. All right, maybe I don't remember how to play this game either. All right, excellent bomb clip. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. People didn't know how to bomb clip at the launch of the console. Don't worry about that. We'll go to Womps, get a little bit of variety of what this game looks like. It's so impressive. I think it's important to note that we do have full-on look-around stuff. I'm gonna attempt to cannonless without knowing anything about a setup. I'm just gonna full send it at this wall and hope I hit the angle. If I hit this cannonless, you all have to subscribe, okay? And if I don't, it would still be kind of you, but if I somehow full send this and hit it, it would be an amazing clip. All right, I didn't. I don't know how to do it at all, but fucking imagine. I also don't actually know how to do this, but I know this is the backup strat. I don't know anything about the actual movement in this game. Just waiting for a stream when we just over the wujak. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. That's impressive. I don't know how to play this game for real. That's probably normal, really basic shit for everyone. But that's the first time I've ever done that, and I didn't really know what I was doing. It's not going to get better than that. I think that's a good showcase of Mario 64. Kind of sad that that's all the look we're going to take at the N64, but I don't want to play Pilot Wing 64, and the N64 ain't got no games on it. I think this is going to be our new winner, because it's a very good game, and it makes you very excited for the console. It's gonna go here. Fair? It's a better game than all of these others. Again, it's not heroin, but it's good and you're excited. So far, these launch titles have been bangers. And that's why Nintendo was on top for a long time. But not all consoles had a great launch lineup. And next up is the Game Boy Color, which like kind of isn't even really a console launch, but also it is. And there are games that you can only play on the Game Boy Color. So like, we're gonna take a look. And unfortunately, is that the only launch title to play is Tetris DX. And you all were really mean to me earlier, and I'm going to ask you to please be supportive. Know that I'm putting myself out there. You should just be proud of me for being willing to do it. We're all on board and excited for the fact that I'm gonna beef it, right? Oh, they fucked me. Right from the start, this is what I'm starting with. This feels a little better, and I'm not sure why. That's going to be my well. That's where I'm setting up. Oh, fuck. I was thinking instead of doing. For a brief second, I thought I was gonna look like I knew what I was doing. I don't know if it's the colors. Something about this feels easier to me. We have a chance. We have the opportunity. We just need the game to give us a line piece. Buckle up, chat room. I didn't beef it either. Look at it go. It's official. This one's so much better than original Tetris. Oh, fuck. Never mind. It's not responsive. It's bad, actually. That was still Tetris, but now in color. This one, I think, maybe will be our first one that's controversial. Because Tetris DX is still a good game, but it's also not exciting at all. It's just the same thing, and that's all the Game Boy Color really has to offer. What's next up? The Game Boy Advance? I think you all get to influence my decision again. Because on the Game Boy Advance list here, we have another F-Zero, we have another Mario, or we have Kuro Kuro Kuroken, which was not an American launch title, but it's on the Switch store, and that's maybe more interesting. I should have set up the emulator so you could play Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. The stick game, everyone's excited for Kuro Kuro. Okay, this game's a little weird, but it's also kind of cool. Kuro and my kids got lost in another land. You want to train? No, that's gonna bite me in the butt, but that's how it works on this stream. And so it kind of just spins, and your goal is to navigate without touching the walls. Okay, we got a little time penalty. This is such a step up from the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. There are lots of colors, lots of interesting movement. There was an actual decent amount of story that we skipped a lot of, but it was there. Oh, we got Wiggle Stick. Yeah, I'm having fun. Last level and then we rate it. I'm kind of just having too much of a good time. Oops, I killed the baby and then we died. Well, that's gonna be it. I think this game is really neat, and that counts for something. It's a good game. It's as good as Super Mario, and it gets you a little bit excited. It's different than what you've had before. I don't think it's revolutionary on its own, but it's clearly a step up. I think it fits well right there. And now we get to a section of things where it's getting a little weird, because after the Game Boy Advance, we have the GameCube. Nintendo's not on the top of the world anymore. The GameCube starts to compete with the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox, and it maybe doesn't go their way too much. But they had a decent launch lineup. Stuff like Luigi's Mansion, Wave Race, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, that's on there. Most people probably didn't play it on GameCube, but it was an option. And also, what I think is a really good launch title and just game I'm excited about all the time in general, Super Monkey Ball. I just generally think these are cool and fun. Dole sponsor stream, if they would have me. It's pretty simple. You got a monkey, he's in a ball, you roll him through the goal. Much like the N64, this is 3D. You can tell it's higher fidelity, not like mind-blowingly so, but I do think these graphics generally hold up well, and I think it's a fun, weird game. If you notice, my tilting of the stick doesn't control the monkey, it controls the stage. So it's a little bit weird, and Sega made a good, cool game. It is sponsored by Dole. That is actually branded, which is maybe weird, but I never remember it feeling weird. That's just what bananas are like. And maybe that is the indoctrination of playing a game full of advertising as a child. But what I'm saying is that it worked. Monkey Ball, I think, is an incredible and special game, almost on par with Mario 64. I don't think it does much to get you excited other than looks a little bit better than your N64 games. You're comparing to 3D games that already look pretty good, and your GameCube's a weird cube, and its discs are really little, and that's weird. And I don't think this, like, does anything to make the console feels special. We can go take a look at Luigi's Mansion, but I think Luigi's Mansion's kind of dumb. Actually, fuck that. I don't want to waste time. We're moving on from the GameCube and now to the main event. Shit starts getting weird. Nintendo starts having these wacky, kooky ideas. Like, what if, instead of a more powerful Game Boy Advancer, we released the Nintendo Dual Screen, the DS? It's got 2 screens and you can touch one of them. That's a weird idea, and it led to my favorite console ever. I have 2 of them right here. I have an original old fat ugly, like, kinda shit one, and I have the actual very good perfect form factor DS Lite. This one's got a game in it I was actively playing recently, Digimon World Dusk. I still use this thing. This was a content prop. I don't use this one. We just got done checking out a Sega launch title for a Nintendo console, and I think that's a good way to lead into this next one. Because Nintendo pitched, hey, we're making a new handheld console, and it's all about touching things. What do people want to touch? What are people excited to touch? And Sega said boobies. And so we're playing Feel the Heat XYXX, or as it's known in other regions, Project Rub. This one's gonna be weird. I've set this up on my Cintiq, the thing I used to draw with. This thing I can touch. I hope that works well on stream. Do not attempt to recreate any of these situations, okay? You all ready? That's the Sega employee who came up with this weird fucking thing. I checked. This game, for the record, is rated T, so don't worry about it. It's not gonna get too racy. We're the Super Performance Group. Rub Rabbits. He just ate a goldfish. We gotta help him not eat a goldfish anymore. Yeah, we're just rubbing his belly. See, there's nothing creepy about this. That's just normal. It's so fucking weird that they made this. I never had this game. This is my first time playing it ever, Mom. Don't worry. Enter the right numbers to open the parachute. See, I'm doing math. This is educational. Of fucking course they did. When I set this up, I have to double tap for some reason for it to press. I'm actually having a good time. This is kind of fun. I think the double clicking is actually more fun. It's like WarioWare, but for Spike TV watchers. Exactly. When do we touch butts? Are we not going to get there? I don't want to play this game all stream. Let's try. We're going to see what this one is. Rub the road up and down to clear the path. Okay. That's kind of fun. I'm having a blast. The DS still rules. Less horny than I thought this was gonna be, but that's probably why it's rated T. I think this game is probably fine. It was some fun mini games to do. Like, it's probably over here, but I do think it makes you very excited for what the DS can do. The touchscreen stuff is well used. You get excited for other reasons, maybe. All around, that's a good time, and the box art looks like that. There is another DS game that we're gonna check out, and it's one that I own. One that I still own. I don't have the box, but I have this cartridge. And it's Spider-Man 2. I don't think I remember this game being very good, but we'll find out together. It's the story of Spider-Man. Those graphics sure do exist on this console. They don't look good, but it's maybe impressive they exist at all. And you can see this one just uses the touchscreen to be an inventory of moves. There we go. There's our slide kick. There's our web ball. That's just a random guy. I don't know if this is a bad guy. Oh, okay, we have a web button. That's kind of cool. honestly, kind of impressive. This is better than I thought it was. It was looking kind of a little awful in my memory, and I think it's just that it's much, much inferior to the console version. I'm gonna be a lot nicer to this game than I thought I was gonna. I don't think it does anything at all interesting with the touchscreen, which is a big part of being excited for the new console. It's probably here monkey ball height. I think it's going to be a pretty middle of the road. You're not excited for it. It's not very good. It's worse than F-Zero. What am I doing? It's worse than Project Rub. I had more fun playing Project Rub. Okay, I was too nice to this game. I think it's just kind of a bad, unexciting game, and that's okay. You have those sometimes. For anyone who doesn't remember the launch of the Wii, it was revolutionary. Pun intended. That was its code name. Instead of a regular controller, it had these. These are special gold ones. This was like a Club Nintendo thing. This was a Skyward Sword thing. Normally they're white. It uses motion controls. You wiggle and waggle these things like crazy. It took the world by storm. Grandparents could play it. I have memories of playing this with my grandparents. And the game that I have those memories in is this one. The one we are obligated to look at first. The launch title to end all launch titles, Wii Sports. It will probably never be topped. I'm shocked at how laggy Wiimotes feel. I don't remember them being like this. We are raw dogging it. We don't have the strap. We don't have the condom. There are two experiences on here that I think are more iconic than the others, and that's bowling and golf. Let's play a little bit of both. That looks like me. Good enough. Oh, it does make noises. I forgot about that. It just scared me a little. Let's say tennis is iconic, but you're biased. Maybe we'll check that out too. I am doing this sitting down, and if I whack my hand on the desk, you're not allowed to laugh at me. I can't swing this thing very hard. Standing up doesn't help, but we had to try. Oh. Okay. Maybe the Wii doesn't track perfectly. Part of this is my fault for my setup being fucked. And all of you ignore that I'm breathing a little bit hard. That's incredibly embarrassing. We're aiming for a 2. That was a 1, but we'll take it. Crushed it, chat room. Oh, that was par. I'm so good. We're gonna get 1 strike. We're not getting this strike. Let's go try tennis. No, I was right. Tennis isn't iconic and it sucks, actually. That's Wii Sports. A little remembering how the waggling works. Tetris levels of as excited as you could possibly be. It should be higher. I'm moving everything down just a little nudge because I do think Wii Sports deserves to be better than all of these. I would rather play original Mario Bros. Today. I'd rather play Monkey Ball. I'd rather play Mario 64. Like, I'd much rather than Tetris. There. Also, a launch title, Red Steel. It's a cool concept. You use this to point and shoot a gun. It's the most no-brainer thing you can do. Also, you have a katana. Isn't that cool? It's not, but I played this game so much. Not because it was good, but because it was bad. We learned all the tricks. We could jump out of the map, no problem. It was just a broken mess in a way that kids can enjoy. You will need a nunchuck. Yeah, I got him.
Look at these fish, Scott. Aren't they pretty?
Yeah. Cool fish.
Look at the one on the left.
I do like this kind of diegetic sensitivity shit. Ooh.
And this one on the extreme right, see?
That's kind of warbly warbly, huh? Wow, she did not wait for me at all. I don't think this date's going well. Los Angeles, spring 2006. I can't skip these. Oh, fuck, chat room. This is gaming. Actually, I take it all back. This is actually a hype as shit way to boot up your Wii for the first time. I'm into it. I'm excited about this game. And I know what it is now. I know this game sucks, but I'm excited about that walking and looking. Oh, okay. I was seconds away from saying, chat room, we should play a Wii game, and then it did that. This is what they showed off the most, is look at this shit. You can hold the gun sideways. I'm no longer trying to do that. Tracking kind of dog shit, it turns out. I successfully killed a human. That's Red Steel. It kind of immediately showed the failings of the Wii's tracking, but I was having an okay time. Red Steel, you are the shittest game on our list. I do think you're a little bit excited about the Wii. I just got excited about the Wii. I've lived through the entirety of the Wii. I know everything that happened with that console, and for the briefest moment, when I first took control of that character, and I walked, and I used the thing to move, I still felt that spark in my heart. And I think that counts as being excited for the console. So it's gonna go up here. It's shit. It's awful. But it made me like the Wii more than I did before we started this stream. Good job, Red Steel, I guess. It was shitty and I liked it. And I'm sorry I'm like that. The 3DS launch was a really bad launch. People think about the failings of the Wii U, but it was the 3DS that they had to issue an apology for. And I got free games because of how bad the thing I kind of enjoyed supposedly was. But I also understood, because when I traded in my DS Lite to buy a 3DS, the game I walked home with was Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition. It sucks. The good parts of it are Street Fighter 4. The bad parts of it are 3D Edition. But we're gonna play it and we're gonna do our best to show some funny stuff off. That would be either Zangief, who can just walk forward and SPD no problem, standing 720 with the best of them. Guile, who can walk forward and throw sonic booms, who can stand up straight and do a flash kick, who just doesn't have to charge anymore. And that's fucked up. It's the funniest thing about this game. And we are gonna just use these buttons. Also, one thing to talk about, I am emulating this. We're not gonna experience the full effect of the 3DS because it's not in 3D. That's kind of a big deal, but just use your imagination. This is kind of running poopy. I'm having a good time. I didn't use these buttons at all, because they just gave me a big fucking stupid sonic boom button. Walk forward flash kick. What a fucking game they made. This was the coolest thing you could do at the launch of the 3DS, was go online and throw Guile sonic booms in the shittiest Wi-Fi in the most unplayable competitive experience of your life. The other game you could be playing at the launch of the 3DS was a follow-up to a popular series of DS games, which somehow wasn't enough. It's Nintendogs, now with cats. Which doggy you all want, chat room? Is there a pug? No, there's not a pug. I didn't get the pug version. Petting the puppy, or spinning the camera. It would hit a little bit harder if this was in 3 dimensions. Let's find a puppy. I would rather have a kitty cat. We're gonna get the golden retriever. It's on the box art. Oh, look at this little weirdo. They picked us. This is our guy. Oh, it's a lady. Buy this expensive dog. What the fuck? You brought home a new puppy. And that's kind of all we can really do, because this is like a real lifetime take care of your doggy game. But we can give her a little pet. You like little pets, doggy? That's Nintendogs and cats. It's not exciting to look at. I think Street Fighter 4 is a good game only because of Street Fighter 4 and not at all because of the 3D version. And if anything, the 3D version makes it worse. And I think you're not excited for the new console beyond seeing that it's in 3D. And I think that's accomplished by the menus of the game. Nintendogs and cats, you're a little bit more excited because you get to see dogs in 3D. I think it's a bad game. I think the novelty has long worn off. This is your, third outing raising dogs, and now there are cats, and also you don't get to see cats right away. So I think you're over here. There's nothing to do but to do it. We've got to play the Wii U. The stinkers of all stinkers. This thing fucking blows. Nothing about it has gotten any amount better. It's just a stinker of a console. We're running a little low on games, and none of these are very good, so I'm gonna let chat pick. We have pack-in title, Nintendo Land. Honestly, probably the best of the bunch, but designed to be played multiplayer, and I am by myself. New Super Mario Bros. U, Nintendo's main offering, or we can revisit the Ubisoft whale and play Assassin's Creed 3 on the Wii U. Your choice. All of them are funny. Seems like Assassin's Creed 3 has it. You go to Walmart at 4 a.m. and start camping out to buy a Wii U, as I in real life did. And you wait all morning and you get in line and you manage to easily buy one of the only 2 Wii U's they had in stock because nobody wants them. And then you buy Assassin's Creed 3. The time you stop caring about Assassin's Creed or logging into the Ubisoft server, they're probably calling in the staff late at night being like, something's fucked up. Somebody's trying to contact the Wii U servers. Are we being hacked? We care about Desmond. They don't care about him anymore, but I was invested in the Desmond lore. While I have the opportunity, I'm going to present you all with the Assassin's Creed fanfiction I had in my head. I was so sure that they should do this and that it would be the coolest thing ever to play the Desmond section out of a start of the game. And then instead of going into the Animus to do old-timey stuff, some future sci-fi kid woke up from their Animus and they had been in Desmond the whole time, reliving Desmond's memories, and then you play like as Desmond the assassin and like future sci-fi stuff the person. This is a lot of shit. What if we just ranked the game right now? Because this sucks. That Wii U sure does like to take its time loading, huh? Clear nothing on here neither. I can hear it thinking, is my disc scratched? There's no way. This is the actual load time of a Wii U. What's the timer? It's been minute already? I can feel it spinning. No, this is insane. It can't be working. Should have played Mario. We're about to play Nintendo Land. I think that's all the time we give to Assassin's Creed because they talked forever and then the game's broken. Did those Ubisoft employees actually shut us down because they thought we were hacking the mainframe? I'm gonna hit desktop. I'm gonna leave it loading. We're gonna rank it real quick, but I gotta say, this is the worst it can be. I'm not excited for the Wii U. I hate it more than I did. This game's a stinker. I gotta go into OBS and move back up a little bit so you can see how bad it is. It's still not loaded. I'm hard shutting down the console. I know, I did it on purpose. I had to smother you to make Assassin's Creed stop. I'm not going to be able to show you this very well. The multiplayer is right. I know, I don't have a multiplayer here. I think I remember Ninja Stars being like a sideways slidey one. Let's try that. All right. That's kind of fun. I just kind of have this view where I slide the little thing up and then it throws it. The calibration's mega fucked and I'm not pointing this at my TV at all. This is neat, but that's also probably enough of this, right? We get the idea? That was much better. Excited for the new console. I don't think it's better than Mario Land or these. It's probably better than Project Rub, but not by a lot. And I'm not unbelievably hyped for the new console gimmick. I've played touchscreen games before. I think that's about the best they can sell the gimmick. I just don't think the gimmick's enough to be super exciting. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Notably, it is also a Wii U game. I don't know if people actually played it that way, and it's kind of just, we forget and ignore that part of it. Nintendo Presents. They're proud of this one. This feels prestigious, like they know they've got something cool. This looks pretty good. We just saw what Desmond looked like in Assassin's Creed 3. Good vagina bone shot there, because we didn't put on the pants. Not intentional, I just kind of was trying to go quick. Look at this. This is one of your first moments booting the Switch. You probably had clothes on, but still. That is visually impressive and a sense of scale not really captured by anything else. Definitely not anything you're gonna get on a Nintendo launch. It just feels exciting, like it's back. All right, we're just gonna start a fire and then be off. Everyone knows what Breath of the Wild is like. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Maybe I don't remember what Breath of the Wild is like. Look, that's cool. You now go and explore this place on your own. We'll chop down a tree. That's another exciting first experience. An interactivity to it. And then there's one more thing to truly experience the Switch that we have to do. And that's to do this. You just take that thing right out of there, press the buttons, and we're still playing. This is still Zelda. Very exciting. An immaculate game. The best game on this list for sure. Enough that I'm gonna scoot these a little. It's incredibly exciting. I'll be fair, it's not quite as exciting as going to Mario 64. It's a better game, but it is not quite that level of exciting, but it's one of the best they've ever done. And so we look at this list and you would think, oh, in order for Nintendo to have a successful launch, they need a Mario 64 or a Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I say that's not really true, because what you really need is not good game. Monkey Ball doesn't do it. You need games that make you excited for the console, even if they're stupid. You need Project Rub. Honestly, Red Steel captured my heart a little. If they can have something weird and dumb and unique, something that could never exist on anything else, they sell you on it. The uniqueness is where Wii Sports and Project Rub and Red Steel and even Nintendo Land stand out. Things that exist and exemplify the systems that they're on. Let me take those two controllers that are probably definitely mice and let me slide them around like I'm working the controls of a big robot. Something that makes me think that your shit's weird. I like it better that way. And also, put a second screen on it so I can play TS games, please. I miss them so much. Thanks everyone for sticking around and watching. This was a blast. If you had fun, like, subscribe to the channel. Come back next time. If you really liked the video, comment and let us know. I would love to do more stuff like this. And thanks very much. Goodbye.